I just tell you that when I was younger, I did not spend very much time thinking about time management. Time management is the subject of the Daily Summation from Kurt's Religion and Politics today. I'm your host. I'm Kurt, and today is Saturday, the 30th of October of 2021. Welcome to everyone who's here on Rumble on the podcast and on YouTube. Thank you for coming along today. Remember, Rumble is my preferred platform. And again, the subject for today is time management. We're going to take a little bit of time going through my notes. I would have a hard time thinking of anything more important than the simple idea of time management. I'm not saying there's nothing, but there are very few things that are more important. When I was younger, silly me, I didn't think it was all that important to carefully curate the moments of one's life. And I have to admit, there must be times that are, quote, intentionally left open, end of quote. Today, for example, I took my son to the local Museum of Discovery and to a park for a short time. None of that was planned, not even loosely. Because I took the time to do that, though, I now have to be even more careful to marshal my time for more or less the rest of the evening. I have to say, time slipping by has been one of the most important teachers where the need for wrangling one's moments is concerned. It can be truly alarming just how fast a day slips by. And I thought, as I was going through one of the earlier tries at recording this, as days slip by. When you begin to understand just how precious each moment turns out to be, you realize just how significant taking control of those vital seconds actually is. If you're thinking you have all the time in the world, I say good. I don't put that out there because I want you to take your ease. Rather, I want you to realize that where you can do that much of the time, if you choose to, the more time spent in planning your future, the better it's likely to look. Don't get me wrong. You're likely to make mistakes along the way. Even the best people do. The point is, though, if you continue to forge ahead and learn from your mistakes as you go, you have time to rechart your course when you do so. I was not very bright when I was younger. I wasted time I could have spent far more productively. As I say, that doesn't mean you can't have downtime of various kinds. In fact, I consider it critical for one's mental health. It simply means you need to start planning as soon as possible if you want the future to be bright. Even if you do start planning, there are no guarantees. If you don't practice time management, though, you're beholden to luck or, from my perspective, the grace of the Most High God for whatever happens in the course of time. All right, I'm done with my notes. The very first thing I want to say is this. If you think that I'm speaking from a position of having done well for myself when I was younger, you need to know I'm not. That's part of the reason I'm bringing this up at all, is because it had such a bad effect on me that I didn't. It's had such, and it continues to be a problem for me, such that, looking back, I rue the fact that I did not take the time and effort to plan more, even if it was 10% of my time, 5% of my time, for a lot of the time that I have lived. It would have made more sense for me to do a little bit more planning, and I would probably be in much better shape now. And I'm going to say this again. Even the most successful people you can imagine, I was talking about Harlan Sanders, Colonel Harlan Sanders, who did the KFC chain. Even people like that tried, I'm pretty sure in his case it was over 1,000 restaurants before he finally found a way to get his business off the ground. And before that, he was worried about how he was going to live because he was living on what amounted to a very small amount of money because of that, because of his life, because of how things had happened for him. Now, to be fair, he was quite old when he did that, and he ended up off probably pretty darn well off. You know, that's where he ended up. So I'm not saying you can't potentially end in success much later in life. But here's the thing. If you make yourself successful earlier, if you manage your time well and you make yourself successful earlier, the chances are that you're not going to have to worry as much about that as you get older. That's how that's going to work, okay? And I really think that this is something that everybody should be attempting to do as quickly as they're able to do it. And I think most importantly, that when you fritter away your spare time when you're young, you're going to waste it on things that aren't all that important. And you're going to find that there are times that you'd like to do things when you're older and you're not able to do those things. And you're gonna not be able to do those things because you didn't take the time to do things to make yourself successful as you got older. This is very important to realize. You think in your 20s or in your 30s, I'm never going to live to 50. Let me just tell you something. I'm not going to tell you that I thought that per se, but I am going to tell you that I really never thought about doing that. I'm over 50 now, and things are starting to look like I'd better get a move on if I want to be where I choose, where I'd like to be by the time I hit 60, 65, whatever it happens to be. And I might have to work that much longer in order to get there. And this is what I'm trying to get you to grasp. I'm trying to get you to understand. If you're 20 or you're 30, take the time now. People tell you to do things and you go, there's no way I can do that. Save 10%, 20% of your income. You think that that's true. But let me just tell you that sacrifice that you make early in your life will make that time later in your life that much better, even though your earning potential will go up substantially in all likelihood as you get older. Okay? And this is what you need to understand. This is what you need to grasp. This is what you need to get through your brain. You may think that you're not going to survive to be 60, to be 70, even to be 50. Let me just help you. The chances are exceptionally good, particularly the way things are working these days, that you will. Yeah, it's true. You could be hit by a car. You could die of cancer early in your life. That's true. And in that case, it's other people that you will be helping by planning ahead. Your children, your grandchildren, whoever it happens to be. Right? And so the point that I'm making is simple. Take the time to manage what you're doing with your time, or you will very likely come to regret it, at least in some measure, as you get older. This is the reality. I know it doesn't seem like you're short on time right now if you're 20 or 30 or even 40 years of age. I know that. I get it. I was there. I lived there. And I'm here to tell you that where that may not seem true to you at this point, I promise you the chances are good it is. Now, I said early on in this, I said in my notes, I consider that God can make anything happen. I am a Christian, I am a believer, and I believe that God can make anything happen. But I also believe that He wants for us to do certain things, and one of them is to say, I'm going to work towards making my future brighter and making, hopefully, the futures of others around me brighter in the meantime. Look, I see people all the time I'd love to be able to help, and I can't. I don't have the resources. Now, in the course of time, maybe that'll come to be without, as a result of what I'm doing. But I have to tell you, that's something that really should have happened already. I should already be in the position to help people in need other than myself. I should already be able to do that, and I can't. And that, to me, is more than a problem. The point is, when you look at your life and you say, where am I going? You should be taking the time to look and actually chart a course of where you are going. And don't get me wrong, you're going to fail. You're going to miss out. You're going to lose it. But that's okay. It's okay. Failure is part of life. Failure begets, if you're careful and you pay attention to what happened, begets success. Take the time now. I'm just going to tell you right now. Take the time to begin to explore the idea of time management. You may be 20, you may be 30, you may only be 40, but let me tell you right now, you are mistaken if you don't think managing your time will probably end up making you better off in the long run. Okay, I need to go ahead and wrap this up. I hope you're having a good day today. Today is that end of the Sabbath. Again, at sunset, those who observe the Sabbath will be ending their Sabbath. Hopefully you're having a good Sabbath today. If you're not a Sabbath observer, I hope you're having a good day in any case. If you're working on the weekend, again, I thank you very profusely for doing that. I will almost certainly avail myself of your services at some point this weekend. Somebody who's working the weekend. Hope things are going well for you, as I say, and hopefully we will see you again on, today. I don't know that I've said this yet. This is the Daily Summation from Kurt's Religion and Politics. I'm your host. I'm Kurt. Today is Saturday the 30th of October 2021. That means tomorrow will be Sunday the 31st of October 2021. For Christians, that's the beginning of the work week. Thank you for having come along on Rumble, on the podcast, and on YouTube. Remember, Rumble is my preferred platform. You can give me a boxing glove or a plus on Rumble if you want to give me positive feedback. You can give me a minus if you feel the need to give me negative feedback. You can give me a thumbs up or a like on YouTube if you want to give me positive feedback there, or a thumbs down or a dislike on YouTube if you want to give me negative feedback. Remember, you can comment on whatever platform comments are available, and I'll do everything that I can to pay attention to what you say. As I think I probably already said, the subject for today has been time management, and tomorrow we're going to talk about I don't wanna, and this has to do with how you deal with kids and other people that you deal with, particularly if you happen to be in management or supervisory type positions. Hope you're having a good day, as I say. Hope things are going well for you, and hopefully we will see you again on Sunday's edition of the Daily Summation from Kurt's Religion and Politics. The speaker on this edition of the Daily Summation is Kurt Schubert. This video was recorded on Saturday, October the 30th of 2021. The Daily Summation is created for Kurt's Religion and Politics. Thanks for watching this edition of the Daily Summation from Kurt's Religion and Politics. I hope you found it entertaining or instructional, or maybe both. If you want to see more from me, you can go to blogs.kpschubert.com. That's blogs.kpschubert.com. I am on Twitter, Parler, and Minds.com. My handle on each of those is @kpschubert. That's @kpschubert. I have a Rumble and a YouTube channel. They are the Kurt's Religion and Politics channels on Rumble and YouTube. I have a Facebook page. The Facebook page is Kurt's Religion and Politics as well. I am on Patreon. If you want to support me, that's one of the better places you can do that, and you will find me at Kurt's Religion and Politics on Patreon. I have a podcast. The podcast is podcasts with an S .kpschubert.com. That's podcasts.kpschubert.com. I think you should be able to find me with relative ease on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify as well. The best way I find to do that is to look for Kurt's Religion and Politics. You can try to use the Daily Summation. I find that it doesn't work as well as a general rule, but you can always try that. I'm glad to have you aboard today, and hopefully we will see you again tomorrow.